From the great state of Texas, you are now listening to Skip the Noise Podcast, a Rounded Edge media production. Thank you so much for joining us. By us, of course, I'm referring to Ben, a.k.a. Mexican Nostradamus, myself, Benjamin James, a.k.a. Blueberry Sugar, and I'm so delighted to have the special guest on the program once again. It's been, man, I can't do the math real quick, but it's been since episode 37. It is an honor and a privilege to welcome this young, handsome gentleman back on the show, Jeremy Masters. Welcome back to Skip the Noise, sir.
Greetings, STN.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. And shout out to Mike Tacklebox for the music. Almost forgot. And Jeremy, too. Of course, I'll probably bookend the show with his tunes in honor of him being on. And if you got anything new in between today and tomorrow morning, send it to me. Do you have anything new?
I wish, brother. I wish. No, been on other endeavors for a bit.
It's so, yeah, no, I definitely hear that
on that grind.
But I'm very having a polar panic. Got a little communication from Rick. He may be joining us. The Brown Python may be coming here in a little bit. But without further ado, we'll get into the first topic of the evening right here in the great state of Texas. Apparently, it's back in the Nazi regime, and we're now back to burning books.
They've been listening to Rick's struggle,
or at least right, Rick's struggle. So that's the next burning them will be the next step. But for now, the school. What's the Ben? That's over more in your neck of the woods. What's the name of the school?
Of course, it's always in my fucking neck of the woods. I mean, it's basically so there's and actually kind of close to y'all too. So basically, there's some local public libraries, including Victoria, Irving, and Tyler, Texas. And basically what they're doing is that there's been a bunch of voice outs and concerns from parents in the local area calling out certain books, particular ones that discuss sexuality and race. And they're basically wanting a thorough review of all these books to make sure that they maintain what their society or their community standards, AKA they're basically trying to censor any books that talk about, past sins of society or sexuality that isn't concurrent with their particular conservative ideals. So they're just kind of, I mean, this is basically what the Nazis did, right? They're creating their own history. They're creating their own society, and they're taking away any nuance or difference of opinion. It's really pretty. It's actually, this is one of the most terrifying things I've ever seen. And it probably started here in DFW because this place fucking sucks. But the reality is this is really, so for anyone listening, whether you're conservative or liberal, this is a very scary thing. This proposition or anything to do to remove books or remove knowledge that is against what you believe is terrifying in all assets.
And you know what the most fucked up thing about the whole situation is? What? This all comes on the heels, obviously, of like the abortion, trying to ban abortion, the voting rights, and now this, and it's all, and not only that too, the fucking the guns. Like, this is all Abbott, dude. This is all because Trump sort of paved the way for, like, here's how you get elected. You get you're shocking, and you fucking really dig the heels in of a very extreme, like, movement. Like, that's how he's gonna win. So it's all like political posturing is starting to drive policy in a way that's fucking crazy because of how extreme you have to be to get people's attention to get them to vote.
Right.
Am I off? You know what I mean?
Point. Yeah, it's like such a marketing thing that it's like, oh, you think I'm for gun rights? No. Why this? Why? I'll see your gun rights and raise you.
Yes, exactly.
And the first thing that occurred to me, though, was like, I used to work in a few libraries. Yeah. There was always information that was available. I mean, you have to be willing to dig for it. We had something in the reference section, so it couldn't leave the library.
Right.
But it was called the Queen's Vernacular. And that was extremely educational, when I'm in high school working at the public library, let me tell you. But the first thing that struck me was they're doing this to the library. Maybe next they're going to, like, go through video cassettes,
Oh, yeah.
8 tracks. I mean,
yeah.
what is a library at this point, like I got in terms of exclusivity on information? You know what I mean? Like, what are they going to accomplish? It's really more of a dangerous symbol than any kind of efficacy. You know what I mean?
I agree.
For real.
I agree. It's just control, right? It's control of knowledge. It's a degradation of
I don't think it really is a control of knowledge. I mean, it may be a lame attempt at it, but it's more just like a show. You know what I mean? It's a show.
Well, unless it gets to go through.
We want to, draw a party line.
Well, unless it goes through, then it does become the norm, right? Then you have children learning, that slavery was like, the slaves were happy. I mean, there are textbooks that reference slavery as like almost like it was like a father-child type relationship where the slaves were, they were happy working, it wasn't that bad. So they were just, taken care of by the plantation owners. So
right.
It does pervert history.
And the stuff that they're trying to, I mean, it's so obvious too, like this, the list of books that are on this list that they're, considering, or they're going through this process. It's all like books that are either about minorities or like points of view. Yeah, no, it's really spooky how just almost blatant and in your face these books. I don't know if it was this one. There was another issue I feel like recently in I think Pennsylvania. Maybe I'm crazy, but some school district did something similar. And it was like every single one of the books was like either about minorities or like by a minority author. Like it was ridiculous.
Oh yeah.
So there's obviously an agenda, but yeah, the political gain, the show of it, I feel like is what's driving but to your point, Ben, like, then it becomes real. And that is, but yeah, that's a scary place to live in.
Well, I mean, but it's like stories, right? So today I was listening to, or not today, a couple of days ago, I was listening to this really awesome podcast called like basically short histories of.
Yeah.
And big shout out. There's an event during World War I where everyone talked about how the soldiers stopped fighting and celebrated Christmas together. Like it was this grand unifying moment, right?
Yeah.
But in reality, it didn't happen throughout the lines. And it was actually a lot of soldiers were punished for doing it. But, later on, they try to make it this romantic view type thing. So that's the perversions of history where, if they get away with doing something like that, what else, how are they going to change concepts? How are they going to change history, time, and also alienate people that are already being alienated? Because a lot of the books on there also deal with sexuality, in particular, homosexuality and
like
transgender rights, etc.
Right. Well, not only that, but like I want to say it's even like there's stuff on abortion or anything, anything. And even particularly, I'm worried at some point they go after religious text of other than Christianity. I mean, it's just. It's kind of terrifying. I really don't like this. This is something that people really need to really take a look at and be like, is it worth whitewashing? And I'm not trying to say this in a racial term, but just whitewashing history, whitewashing society to make it into what you like only. Is that really what you want to do? And is it just a natural pushback against the almost unlimited wealth of information? Once you have access to that, you have to push even harder.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
No, I get you. I get you. You have to build that wall up because at some point you're
right. Because things are accelerating so fast the other way, as far as expanding and like having access or the illusion of access to all the information in the world, like the force to manage
it's the rage against the dying the light.
Just, right? You're correct. Yeah.
They're just raging against reality.
Remember when Kevin Smith released Dogma and he had that like
greatest movie?
He had like the fake indignation protests out front of the opening and stuff. And you know, to do the obvious, to highlight the movie, to highlight and often these boycotts or attempts at bans, you know, they often do the exact opposite of what they would seem or purport to intend, you know, which is they end up highlighting the thing. Like some of these books would just be kind of like buried in the vastness of a library.
Exactly. Yes.
But they've highlighted them and have them on a handy little list, you know, like
for sure, dude.
It's like, those are the books I gotta read. No,
because remember when like the PMRC and shit, like they're all up on TV talking about, these albums are the ones that were, you know, fucking, you know what I'm saying, Twisted Sister, fucking,
the checklist,
like Iron Maiden. I'm like, dope. Like, which one do I need to buy? Like, that one.
Right.
Yeah, like Congress basically made NWA triple platinum, right? I mean, like, you know, what was the name? Tipper Gore. Remember, she basically made them triple, quadruple platinum with all the shit she talked about gangster rap. I mean, that was kind of part of that. But with this, I really think, okay, so like when people lead these dumb crusades, I think they're half-assing it. I'm kind of nervous that the people here are actually trying to do something. I think people are into Jeremy's point. Things are getting pushed so far, right, that it's just upping the ante.
Yeah.
So now people are going beyond. Like this is like some crazy conservative wet dream we're in right now. I mean, this is like everything, all ideas, all concepts will be controlled and basically mass manipulated. It's just, I mean, this is 1984 shit. You know what I'm saying? I mean, people typically say that about liberals doing it, but this is conservatives doing it now.
And you not only that, but you know what I just realized too is like the tendency for these type of things, I think, is part a result of the culture getting sort of the diminishing of attention spans. And hold on, hear me out. Mm-hmm. Just the way that we intake everything, all our information is in these little quick sound bites, or like, swipe up, scroll up, next article. I didn't catch my attention in like 0.5 seconds. Go next one. Okay, next one. What's this? Oh, this is interesting. I'll watch this for 5 more seconds. Boom, they save that, and now they're going to give you more of that, and then boom, boom, boom. Here's the next one. No, that's not a good fucking next one. Okay, I'll watch this for a little bit. Boom. You caught the little drip of the sugar. Like, okay, boom, that motherfucker gets that one. Look, that's how quick it goes, dude. And that's how your brain, the information that's coming to your brain, that's how quickly it's receiving.
Bro, did you even notice the irony that you, as soon as you started, it said it's about our attention spans, and hold on, hear me out.
Yeah, exactly.
Our attention span was not going to be ready for it immediately.
Hey, man, mine wasn't. I'll be honest with you, mine was fucking done.
Dude, I got no faith in you motherfuckers.
Mine was done already.
Y'all are part of the fucking problem. But anyway, the bigger point I was going to make was like that's the way our minds work now. So that's the way we can conceive of like any kind of political movement. Like, it's not like you're not talking about beheading fucking infidels in the streets. Not interested. That, you know what I mean? Like,
we're going straight purge at the rate we're talking.
I was taking it like I was literally taking it to like the most extreme, but like, and not to say that like the phenomena of that on the other side of the world is because of the same thing,
right?
But like this sort of extreme shit, in a little bit at least, is part of that, just because of that decision making process and like how you know what I mean? Like how this stuff comes in and how you see it.
Right.
It just feels like in other words, like the attention has to be grasped aggressively, like quick. Like, in other words, if you're going to make a TikTok, man, those motherfuckers are just going to swat. Like if you don't literally catch their attention in like half of a second, they got an unlimited number of more that they could go to.
Right. So
sort of messaging in these, like political messaging in these little packages, has to be the same shit,
right?
For people to grab on. And what I'm saying is like how that plays out though in actual society is scary as fuck.
Yeah, because we're thinking more like the machines that we're using.
That's right. Because that's how the machines are built on the patterns that they identified that we were interfacing with them in.
Yep.
And so they have all the information already. And that's essentially, dude, that's what the fucking That's what they're talking. Like AI is.
Right.
They built the program to take in all this data, and now they know. Not only do they know,
say we're already doing that, they just want to make the connection faster.
Exactly. And then now they have the fucking code that they can replicate and just write for like a hive mind. And guess who just joined the fucking party? He's coming in.
Shit.
He was shit. This is exciting.
It's happening.
Thank God.
This is happening. This is the live breakthrough, guys. This is a live breakthrough just in time to burn some more books.
That's right.
He's coming.
It's sad that he missed that.
He's here to burn books and plug up drain pipes.
I feel like it's coming. We'll give that a
wait,
minute to connect.
A little bit of a tea. Little tea.
Oh, here he is. There he is.
Oh, here he goes. Hey,
what's up, sir? Brown Python in the house.
Yeah.
Can you hear us?
Uh-oh.
I can hear you. Yes.
All right.
Fuck my life, guys. Damn.
Oh boy. You finally got him down?
I left, man. I don't even know if they're sleeping anymore. I just left.
No, you just got to, dude. Sometimes you just got to let them roll out a little bit. They'll fall asleep though. They will.
Man, it's like it's almost 11, and 3-year-olds are still awake. I mean, it's just like, well, what the hell,
bro? Think about it. It gets worse.
Nah.
Yeah, it does.
I
can't
send them back either, man. Like this is
can't.
It, huh?
I mean, you could try to put them back there, but it's really gonna hurt her really bad because there's 2 of them for sure. That's
I don't know what to do.
Yeah, I think
start with the hands.
Hey, I think even in California, 3 years is too late to.
Oh, damn it! Really?
Yeah.
Hey, you know what? We should give you the last word. We're talking about how your friends want to burn books. So, yeah. So we're kicking off with that one.
It's not what you think.
How many Nazis? So when you guys burn books, are you all going to march around and play like, have like the brass band going to dun to dun to dun to dun, like something like that? Is that how it's going to go down? Is that how you're playing?
We're gonna do what the Spaniards did with the Aztecs when they burned their books. That's what we're gonna do.
Oh boy.
Yeah, that's what I went there.
Okay, he went.
Anyway, guys, it's not what you think. They're trying to look
it
at
is
books.
What we think. It's totally.
They're trying to look at books that have a overtly sexual.
No. It's not just sexual. It's also racial things that talk about race, relations.
Yeah. Well,
anything that talks about sexuality, it's not just about that. No, it's not like there's a bunch of books in the library with like Ron Jeremy going to work on like page 3, 5, and 7. This is
exactly.
Books that have mild sexual content for the most part.
Out. They don't belong in kids sections.
Oh my God, they're not in kids sections. They're in libraries. Is the whole library a kids section?
What are they in, dude?
What are they in?
Libraries.
It's libraries.
It's a library. It's
libraries.
Oh, man.
Sorry.
A library.
I'm so surprised you
I guess I made it through that shit.
La library. Nobody has done a library.
Nobody fucking.
Hey, if Bush can say nuclear, then he can say library. That's
exactly. I can say that shit. But so is the whole fucking building? Is the whole building a kids section? Because they're removing the books out of every section in there.
Hey man, it's what? That's what they voted for. That's what people want. It's the people's library.
Dude, no one's voted for this. What vote is it, dude? Yeah, what?
You know what? If they don't like it, they can vote for new people in the future. Don't worry about it.
What vote is this for? What vote is this? Is this the same vote where everyone uses the right hand?
What?
And it's like all the way up in the sky, and they're screaming in German. Is that the type of voting that we're going with? Yeah, I guess this is terrifying, dude. This is scary.
Yeah, but the voting, whatever district it's in, I'm sure just cut off a nice little slice of whatever dissident population might exist in that, geography.
One of my jobs back in college was working in the acquisitions department at the library.
Oh boy.
Yeah.
I bet the books you bought.
Dude, no way, man. Some of the books that came in was like, what the fuck? Some of it was just straight up porn. Like some of it was CP. I'm not gonna say that, but
it's a wild place, man.
Yeah, they are.
Library at community,
but it's knowledge, right?
The public library.
No, it's supposed to be art, I guess.
It's art. It's knowledge. Art. I mean, things. What one person's interpretation of something is a completely different.
Some of the stuff I saw, I mean, some of the stuff I saw was kind of gruesome. Like it was almost like watching Faces of Death, almost in a book. showed you like how people died, with pictures.
I saw more lewd activity from like homeless people and transients like rolling through there than from his books.
Did I tell? Oh, no,
Yeah,
it was.
Oh, but that's true though. They'd be hanging out.
No, for sure, dude. And not only that,
especially during the summer, bro, with the AC going.
Oh no shit. And then not only that, I had told a story. I thought it was on this show, but I'm gonna tell it right now. It's fast, but like I told it on Mind Buzz when I was on there with Gil. When I went to UHD, I used to go up in the library. Like, dude, this is back in the days when you used to have to like kill time. Like, remember, like you.
Oh yeah.
That doesn't exist no more, dude. Like, it's whatever. And I didn't have like a little fucking thing to like scroll and check my fucking Instagram and shit. Like, I was like, let me figure. Like, so I'd go to the library and just like start reading shit. Like, I read multiple books without ever not even like checking them out. I used to do that at bookstores too. I would literally like I'd write it down in like one of my notebooks. Like, oh, I'm on page 42. And then next time I roll up into the fucking either bookstore, I would just finish, go from there. And so anyway, like, I'd go to the library, man. Yeah. Just fucking every fucking thing's a library. But I saw this, it's UHD, right off of Main. So a lot of homeless people hang out on campus there. And so, not uncommon at all. So up in the library, somehow, like I don't know, like you're supposed to like show your little badge, like school ID or whatever, but somehow like, the occasional homeless dude would end up on the fucking like third floor library and, or whatever fucking floor, maybe fifth. I don't know. So anyway, this one time this dude was in there and I was walking through like where they're on the computers, like one of the rows of desks and shit with the little computer on them. And I walked by, but he was like facing me. So I couldn't see what was on his screen. And I was just like, oh, okay, whatever. It's like a homeless dude sitting there. Pretty sure he's not a student, but whatever. I'm not going to judge, but it was like
judging, a little judgy.
It was a little judgy, but like, it was just like it hit my head. It wasn't like I was making a judgment. I was like, oh, hey, there's a homeless guy. So when I walked, I was kind of curious. So I turned back around to see what was on his screen. And it was just fucking straight porn. And it like this light bulb went off in my head. And I was like, fuck this. This is amazing. This fucking guy, like, he was just like, you know what I'm going to do today? I'm going to look at some fucking porn. Like, what do I have to lose? Nice. Like, they can tell me to get the fuck out. They can, whatever. They can look at me weird, whatever. But you know what? There's only like 4 or 5 flights of stairs between me and some fucking porn, and a negative attitude is the only barrier. This guy was just like, I'm going to get up there. Somehow he got past the whatever. He probably just like kind of dipped like right behind somebody. They didn't say anything, whatever. Sat down at his computer. He probably sat down at a computer. Somebody had just walked up. So he had their fresh login handy.
How do you know he wasn't doing his PhD dissertation on porn?
Might have been. And I'm a complete asshole.
Yep. You could, you know what? You could have been doing that, But
I'm just saying, if there's a way,
I can see that. From a liberal university.
Yep.
It's always
a liberal university. But I'll tell you one thing.
I was happen in Hillsdale. The guys who were able to work at the coveted information desk. This makes me sound like I'm 1,000 years old, but I got to work the information desk for one weekend. Do you remember like pre-internet that they would do little PSAs on public television and stuff about have a question, call your library. The information desk was like you could call with all kind of random stuff, Right. And our job was to find out the answer to that question or take notes on who they were and find the answer and call them back. And we got so much random stuff just in my short couple of shifts working.
That's badass.
Dude, I bet,
somebody
that's
really
a cool job.
Us how much water did it take to drown a dog? And the guy next to me was like, exacerbated, like, if he's still breathing, like,
I would have came up with some just arbitrary number.
Probably a prank call, but somebody literally was like, how many licks does it take to get to the center of a Tootsie Roll pop?
I would say 3
the address to the Tootsie Roll factory.
According to the owl, it was 3.
But you know what's amazing about that dog thing? How much water does it take to drown a dog? There's some crazy ass piece of shit is like, like I want to kill my dog, but I don't want my water bill to be sky high.
It's horrible, man.
I need to know the exact amount, so I don't waste any water on killing this dang dog.
We went through so many scenarios in our head, both nefarious and benign, and it was just,
Yeah,
did you ever get asked like, where's the best place to hide a body? Something like that.
That's even better. How do you dissolve a body? How do you what's the mixture of acid to dissolve skin? Not answering that question. Fuck off. Prank caller. But you know what? You want to hear another question that was answered on a stage that got a resounding boo this week. Was when a prick named Bill O'Reilly was having a wonderful conversation with former president, the man, the legend, the orange Hitler himself, Trump. And the conversation regarding it turned into the COVID vaccine, in particular the booster. And when Trump was asked if he had gotten the booster, he of course replied yes, at which point the audience turned against him and began booing him. I mean, did Trump kind of make something that's now even gone beyond him? Like with the way he's done it, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, what do you mean? The way he's railed against a lot of the COVID restrictions, et cetera, his particular population has now completely gone even further out than he has. Right. So it's kind of interesting to see that. And this isn't the first time. Remember, he talked about getting the vaccine at one of his little Hitler rallies, and he also got booed again. I mean, this is between the book burning and the washing of the white sheets. He also mentioned something about vaccines and got booed again. So this is an interesting conundrum. Like, basically, did he start some shit that now he can't even control anymore?
You know what it's like?
No.
Before you start, Rick, because you're gonna. This question is for you.
Yeah, really.
I just want to interject what you said, Ben. You know what it's like? It's like in Fight Club when Edward Norton's like walking around. He's like, wait a minute. What the fuck? Like, remember, like, everybody's like, yeah,
exactly.
Wait,
yeah. Who the fuck are you?
Yeah.
Who are these guys?
Yeah. He created this whole fucking monster. And then all of a sudden, like, they're like his disciples. And he's like, wait, what the fuck?
They're going to cut off his balls.
Yeah. No, right. Yeah. Cause he's not the real fucking.
If you're going to get stopped, if they said you would say that too. Okay. Look, it's really me. You passed the test. It's okay. You said you would say that. Fuck.
Yeah, exactly.
And then you're gonna end up beating something beautiful. Fucking Jared Leto when he got fucking.
Yeah, no shit. I just had to interject that. I'm sorry.
Nah, but go ahead.
It was the exact same thing.
See, the people weren't okay. They're not booing Donald Trump and the fact they got a vaccine. I think what they're booing is what they're no. What the people are booing is not the scientific advancement of the vaccine. They're booing how this vaccine has been used to basically threaten people with their livelihoods if they don't get it. That's what they're booing. Because
right.
If the vaccine had been made a choice,
you're getting a lot of subtext out of a question that wasn't.
No, dude,
that wasn't the question at all. That wasn't like, hey, do you guys want to get boosters to get your jobs? Boo. That wasn't it. They just
no.
No, Trump said, I got a booster.
Yeah.
Boo. That's how that.
That's
went
because.
down.
That's because there's a negative connotation with the vaccine now,
bro. I'm not saying that. I'm not saying that. I'm not. All I'm saying is the subtext was not that. The subtext was, did you get one? Boo! Fuck you.
Yeah,
that's
exactly.
what it was.
But you gotta keep in mind that these are the people who paid money to see this program. Okay, they didn't just walk in. So they're supporters of the president. What they're booing is
the former president.
The vaccine and how it's been used to weaponize. No, it's not the Führer, because Biden has acted more than a Führer than Trump has.
I'm right with you. I think he's a Führer too. He's just a forgetful Führer.
Yeah, he's just a shitting Führer. But that's what they're booing, man. Like, I have a negative view of the vaccine too. But if you think about it, the vaccine has been an amazing scientific advancement. I mean, in such a short amount of time, the world came together to come up with a vaccine for this new novel coronavirus. But that's not. But instead of like admiring that part, this thing was made and it was beat over our heads, and we're given a choice: either you feed your families and take the vaccine, or you don't take the vaccine and you're second-class citizen now, even in New York. So that's what they're booing, man. It's not Trump. You know, Trump.
I'm not getting that. I'm not getting that. I see what you're saying, right? That's what a sensible person would think, right? What you're saying is sensible, but I'm not getting that. They're just booing him because he got it. They're booing him because he's not going along with their mantra. You know what I'm saying? I'm not getting the concept that they're booing it because of the way it's reflected upon society right now. They're just booing him because he said, I got a fucking vaccine, which is kind of scary because that's the snake eating its own tail.
I don't know, man. I think if the vaccine were to be treated better with people, we'd be, hooraying it a lot, celebrating it. Because
but we all know what the truth, though. We know the truth.
I mean,
about this thing.
Operation Warp Speed did come from the Trump administration, and that's something to be proud of.
Not really.
Yeah. No, really, it is.
No, I don't think so. Didn't save it.
That's something to be proud of, because now we are allowed to go back to some semblance of normalcy.
Because of the Operation Warp Speed.
Yeah, because we have the vaccine in less than a year.
But it's not effective.
It has been effective.
In what country? It didn't happen in the United States. Didn't happen in Britain. We're on surge 4 in Britain, and they have an 87% vaccine rate.
But hospitalizations have gone down though.
Overall,
I'm sorry, gentlemen. It just seems like we're in the upside down right now. You know what I mean? Because the two of you seem to be you would think that you're arguing bullet points from the opposite sides of the political spectrum. You know what I mean? This is just one of those weird vortex places where it proves that we've been off the rails politically for a long time. And just as a little bitty footnote, just because earlier I think Ben said to Jeremy's point, and that something about things moving further to the right, but just to clarify, that's not really what I was intimating. I think I was intimating that things were moving towards the extremes, and that things were like a wrestling marketing.
Good
style.
call out.
Okay, that's all.
No, 100%.
Yeah, totally.
Sure, yeah.
So
no.
Anyway, I'm just saying, man. But anyway, hospitalizations have gone down. So,
but okay. But the question is where So a lot of problems with hospitalizations, though. You got to remember, and if you look at the data, hospitalizations really spiked after some of after the shelter in place went down, because a lot of people were avoiding healthcare because of the fear of the coronavirus. So there's a lot of factors that play into it. But in the end, Operation Warp Speed, and just like everything else, was just money motivated.
Maybe
because in reality, this vaccine was never a long-term solution. They just sold it like it was. And now, like we've been talking about forever, we've all said it too, dude. I'm a little shocked to hear some of what you're saying, but like we've all been saying this. This has never been a long-term solution for this. So Operation Warp Speed failed. It was just it was a mass marketing attempt by drug companies to push an experimental vaccine type concept.
And it worked.
It works for a month.
No.
And then you got to get another shot, and then another.
No, the propaganda worked.
Yeah, the marketing.
The propaganda worked. See?
Right. It did. Yeah.
Because of that, people are booing it. Booyah. See?
No, they're booing it because he said. I'm confused.
Because
they're booing
what
it
you
because
just said
he
worked.
got one.
Huh? It was made for the money. It was made to scare people. It was not meant as a long-term solution. But now we're up to booster number 3 or 4 now?
3. Right,
people
but he said
it. People,
he
when
said
is
he
it
got
over?
it. But he said he got it, and then they
it.
booed. I get you. Hey man, sometimes when you're like trying to look for something, you're gonna draw for straws. But dude, he said he got it and they booed it.
I know.
So that's I take Occam's razor in this particular discussion, because the most simplest explanation is typically the correct one. And he said he got a booster and they are booing him for doing it.
I speak conservative. I know exactly what these people are thinking.
Conservative. Is that German?
Trump supporters. They paid money to see him. They paid money to
Solutions,
see this guy. This is
my
like
struggle.
their God right here. And that's what they were booing. They weren't booing Trump himself. Anyway,
they were definitely.
They're going to vote for him again in 2024, just like everybody else will.
I don't think so, dude. I think DeSantis might get this one wrapped
Maybe.
up, man. I think I think you see a DeSantis ticket. I don't think you're going to see. I don't think you'll see Trump.
DeSantis.
No, I don't. Do you think? I don't think DeSantis would go be a vice president. I think he knows he should be. I think he knows he could. Maybe. He has presidential power. Like he has the ability to become president. I don't know.
I don't know, man.
I don't know.
It's going to be
crazy.
rough. Yeah.
This one's gonna be. This is gonna be 24. Will be 22
because
is gonna be a massacre.
You still have Trump as the outsider, quote unquote, and DeSantis is still the politician. So that might play, kind of weird with people.
I don't know. All I know is in 22, there's 33 so far declared Democrats that from Congress that are announcing their retirements. So it's going to be a rough run for the Democrats in 22, especially with the way everything's going down. And just I guess to continue with that, you're starting to notice. Well, Manchin, but I was before we touch on that, I was going to say that you notice how Biden's backing down now on the student loan issue. So this just hit today. Biden, they've already started kind of pushing this one out there a little bit, that Biden's talking about extending the loan repayment, basically extending not having to pay student loans again. That's interesting. I mean, they basically on Monday, or was it Friday? Psaki basically said our priority is to get everyone paying. And now they're doing a full 180 saying, well, we might extend it a little bit longer.
Well, you know why? Because the Build Back Better is not going to pass. They don't need to fund it anymore.
Yeah, it's not going to pass.
They're not going to fund it anymore. So yeah, sure. Why not? Just delay it.
It's not going to pass. I mean, well, they're trying to say now to save face that they have some compromises where parts of it may pass because of what's his name? I keep saying his name. What's his damn name?
Manchin?
Joe Manchin, or is it
Manchin?
Mancini? Yeah. Is it Manchin?
No, it's not.
Manchin. I don't know why I keep thinking Mancini. Anyways,
Mancini.
Hey, fuck you,
Yeah,
fucking
really.
Build Back Better, Bill. I got a bill for you. But yeah, I think it's pretty interesting to see how Biden's basically now pushed back and saying, oh yeah, we're gonna extend it a little bit longer, probably because of the Omicron variant, which is supposed to be not less severe and not supposed to get you as sick, but we're gonna go ahead and extend it anyways.
Omicron's probably the best thing that could happen to everybody. You know that, right?
Omicron
It
first
is.
the 8.
It is because it's less deadly. It's more transmissible. More people are going to get natural immunity. This thing's dead, man.
Yeah,
I think it'll be over in a few months.
I think I have to agree with my esteemed colleague here. I think once they started saying this thing was less severe, and that now it's overtaken Delta, I really think that Omicron's kind of like the back door out. Like,
I think so.
You know what I'm saying? Like, all
I
of a
think
sudden
everyone should
now
get Omicron.
this new variant that's way less severe, all of a sudden overtaking everybody. It
Everyone should
seems
just
like
take
a way
Omicron
out.
to the face,
Yep.
Just,
Face, neck, and chest, just all over. Just Omicron. Omicron all
over
me.
my hair.
It's stuck in my teeth. But yeah, I think we're seeing this resurgence of this particular variant, and I think it is becoming. I think it's kind of it is the back door out, isn't it? It's like everyone got Omicron.
No, you know what this is? What's this
that?
is like the lull you back to sleep. This is like, it's not a problem anymore. It's not we pretty much got this. It kind of died out, just like the wave crested. Now it's kind of subsiding. This is like, okay, we beat it a little bit. Like the next wave, they keep coming. They're just less and less severe, and this thing will phase out. And then all of a sudden, in 2022,
Omega.
Exactly. Thank
the
you.
Omega.
Yes, dude. I specifically was trying to set him up for that.
The oh my god variant.
Yes, that's right. The Omega. That was a that was a fucking pass.
Jeremy,
right to the
please
Wow.
flip this one for us. We were talking about this before we started the show. What are you thinking, Jeremy? What are you thinking of this? As we progress along the Greek alphabet, are you terrified of the Omega strain coming, Jeremy?
I don't know, man. I mean, I'm the wrong one. I decided several years ago that, it's kind of like math. If I said this on the last show, I apologize. But it's like, 2 times 3 is 6. 2 plus 2 plus 2 is 6. 5 plus 1 is 6. What matters is the math, the quotient at the end. You know what I mean? And the quotient at the end is that you can't be too attached to your flesh. You know what I mean? I'm not saying you should be selfish or cavalier about anything, but there's always going to be a year to year. You know what I mean? So I can't really ride that roller coaster. You know what I mean?
Damn, Jeremy, you need a plaque. That's
I hope
wild shit. We need a plaque that just says
That's a
6.
fucking-
It'll say Jeremy and 6 because you know what? 6. That's the real fucking answer to the whole thing, dude. It's 6. Whether it's 5 plus 1, 2 plus because he kept, the way he kept flipping.
Yeah. The answer,
It's really
for
the
sure.
answer. I like that. That was nice, man. That is
I mean,
true.
6 is arbitrary, I hope, but it's just that
That's definitely only it.
there's always
No,
gonna
definitely,
be
there's-
I mean, man, it's been SARS, it's been anthrax, it's been the terrorists, it's been swine flu, it's been the bird flu, it's been, I mean, for real, man. I saw it a
You're
while
true.
back.
Illegal
We're
immigrants.
always gonna have another thing to be scared about, like mad cow,
Mad cow, remember that shit? Remember that video of cows like fucking going like on the field and shit?
Hell yeah,
And
going-
people like, we gonna get it.
Foaming at the mouth and like violently convulsing and shit. No, it's
Fuck.
true. Dude. It's
Mad shout out. You know what? Shout out to mad cow disease. Shout out to mad cow
Hell yeah.
disease.
Yeah, that shit was scary, dude. They were saying that that the instruments, like the surgical instruments that they used on people that had it, or they would put them through the most hot, incinerators they had that normally kill everything. And nope, got some mad cow cells on this.
You're
Did because those prions, those prions were
motherfucker-
unkillable.
You can heat that mad
Yeah,
cow to
that's it, yeah.
2020.
You know what? There's a scalpel right now with some mad cows still on that shit.
Hell yeah, that mad cow DNA can survive fucking volcanic goddamn
Oh
lava
my
shit.
god, bro! That's what's gonna go out and populate space one day when the Earth explodes. It's gonna be fucking mad cow
Mad cow.
disease. Like you're gonna see all these like fucking like Martians and shit, all like freaking out in the middle of the field. But
Hell yeah, but no, it is. It's always the next shit.
yeah, it is, dude. It is. And so when the great Omega strain makes its way, and we're on booster number 37.
Hey, let me ask you this: how much? Okay, so after the Omicron, you go down the Greek alphabet, you're gonna hit the letter chi. How much do you want to bet they're gonna skip that one? They're not gonna have the chi variant. I'm making a reference to
we
German
got
Xi
yeah.
Xi Jinping from
Yeah.
China. So I was going to bet that they're going to skip
Okay.
the Chi variant.
Yeah, if there's a Winnie the Pooh variant, they would definitely skip that one too. That's what they call his ass, right? They call him Winnie the Pooh. So
No, really?
Winnie the Pooh has been banned in China.
What?
Yeah, you didn't know that? Oh yeah, so
No.
Xi Jinping has been compared to Winnie the Pooh. That was what like a lot of the student protesters in China would call him. So Winnie the Pooh is banned in China.
Nice.
Just like the way Let's Go Brandon is banned on YouTube.
Oh, boy. You know what? I saw a wonderful thing about that. This guy,
Jesus,
his
here
wonderful
we go.
thing on TikTok was just like, it kind of really explained. It's like no one's really mad about it, but like what you're saying, it isn't creative or anything because we all know what you're saying. So it's not like not even like a secret code. It's just really like what an 8-year-old would do.
It's a meme.
No, it's not. It's not even creative. It's not even, it's just, you're just like, okay. So you're saying, let's go, Brian. Just say fuck Joe Biden. Just say
You can't say fuck Joe Biden in
Yes, you
every
can.
venue, man.
You
You
can
can't sit
every
on
day.
the House
Dude,
floor. You
dude,
can't say
there's
fuck
people-
Joe Biden.
Bro, there's people
What?
driving around like right now outside. I guarantee if I go
All right.
outside and I put a video camera out here in this shithole for more than 5 minutes, I'm going to see 4 dudes drive around with fucking like F-250s with 9 fuck Joe Biden flags on the back of it.
Nice.
I guarantee you. You have
Nice.
no idea. No, trust me. I've seen so many fuck Joe Biden flags that I don't, the nuance of let's go Brandon isn't even reality anymore. Like I'm just waiting for like flags that just have like literally a picture of the guy driving the truck fucking Joe Biden. Like it's just gotten to a point
If
now
you
where,
see that, man, you got to take a picture of it. I want to see it.
dude, I literally, you know what? Next time we record, I'm gonna just have my camera pointed outside and we can count how many we see. It's ridiculous out here. It's all like F-250s,
Nice.
like
Yeah,
just
see,
all
I need to live up there,
Let's
man. We
go,
gotta switch.
dude.
You come down to
Dude,
Houston,
no.
I'll go live at Dallas.
Dude, I give you 25 minutes with your skin tone before you're arrested, tased, and imprisoned for something, and then deported. I give you about 25 minutes before that all happens. And then they're going to move your ass to the north side of Fort Worth because they're like, oh, no, boy, You can't live out here, boy. No. We're gonna put you over there.
I'm gonna show up to Dallas, Fort Worth, and be like, my people.
Oh,
how's
yeah.
it going?
And then they're gonna be like, then they're all gonna turn around when they're holding their torches and go, nah, boy, you a little mixed up. No, this oh Jesus. Anyways, moving on. So
What do we?
did anyone catch it? Happen to see the first Omicron death and where it occurred?
Oh yeah, it was here.
Oh my God, that's so stupid.
Harris.
Dude, it's
Why is it
death.
stupid?
What the fuck, dude?
It's
a
stupid because
judgmental.
it's stupid
Death
because
is
they don't
stupid.
tell you what the patient had. I mean, okay, he died of Omicron. I got it. But what other comorbidities does he have? Oh, we can't tell you because it's HIPAA. Well, it's a shit article then.
No, they did. No. There was information.
Your due diligence sucks. I want to know everything
Exactly.
about him. What was it?
Exactly.
Penis size? Huh?
No, there was information about I think wasn't vaccinated. I don't know. A little bit came up, but yeah, no, you can't tell who the person is.
Oh,
yeah. Did he have diabetes? Did he have
Yes.
AIDS?
Yes.
You know, was he missing 2 limbs? I don't
Yes.
know. Did he have gangrene already?
Now Omicron's killing all the paraplegics. Shit,
Yeah, kind
Rick.
But
Well,
I mean,
I'm not gonna go into that.
but it would stand to reason. It would stand to reason that a death was going to happen, right?
Oh yeah,
It was going to happen at
It's
some
gonna
point.
happen
It's-
eventually. I mean, it happens. to
No, for
everybody.
sure. It's no, and that's not what I mean. What I mean is like with the new variant, right? Of course, there's going to be a recorded death. Yes, because the disease or the virus does kill people. But I don't know. I don't know if there's any significance that it was here. It's just a random occurrence that it was here. But once again, it'll be interesting to see what the reaction is. I know Rick made it thinks Lena Hidalgo is going to shut everything down. But then again, the mayor just got COVID too.
Oh really?
Yeah.
Sylvester
Turner
wow.
tested positive. Yeah.
Oof. Well,
So that, I mean, we'll see.
Yeah.
I don't know his age. I know he's
up there, isn't he? He's up
But
there.
At least like late 60s. Yeah.
We're gonna do a skip the noise fact check. Let's see, Sylvester
But yeah, he tested positive like a couple days ago.
Turner.
Wow.
So and they're saying the numbers were,
But he's vaccinated, isn't he?
yeah, he is.
Yeah, see, there you go. But
So
he won't be
for
hospitalized.
sure.
Very likely he will not be hospitalized.
67 years old. 67.
67. Okay, that was about right.
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't think he's hospitalized. At least I haven't heard, but
Yeah. Well, it is interesting. Like you said, though, right? A death was going to occur.
right. I mean, I guess that's my point. Is that like, yes, it was going to happen. And I don't know if they whether they make a circus, whether they make a circus out of it or not. But like that's the thing. Like, there's going to be that one, and I guess my point is only that. Try to take the sensationalization out of it, just because obviously that was going to happen. The trend was coming. They're calling this thing the Omicron variant. You see what I'm saying? Like it's all COVID. It's all the same shit. Like people are still dying. The shit is still spreading. It's still the same shit. It's just these variants and these things give it like a storyline to follow.
Right.
Right. So it's like, how many other people died that day or that week from COVID? But because this one's the Omicron, does it make sense now what I'm saying? Right. It's like, oh, this is keep freaking out.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
But they fail to talk about hospitalizations. Yeah, the infection rate might be pretty high. You're not going to stop it. It's a virus. It's like air. But how many people are going to the hospital because of this? It's very low now.
Well,
Your census has gone from like 70 people to like 4.
Right.
So I don't know. I mean, keep that in mind also, but that's not what they're reporting. It's a scary tactic.
It does seem to have a forced sort of ebb and flow in the public consciousness, Yeah.
Because and that's really all I was trying to say was that like there's still people dying from Delta and You know what I mean? Like, it's not like the people know. I don't know, man. It's just weird how
the flu done took a hike. There ain't no flu no more, apparently.
No, there isn't flu. Like everything.
Oh, that's fucking weird, bro.
You know what's
that's
funny?
The weird one right there.
I saw this meme one time that was so funny. Was like, it had a guy. Oh, it was the guy. The one. There's that one. It's a black dude who like it's a still shot from like a YouTube video that was viral of him reacting like going, huh? Like he puts up the I don't know arms and he kind of has that face. I know you've seen that image. Like they use it for 1,000 memes.
I seen the one with the black dude like tapping his forehead, and that's a good idea.
Oh, that's a good one. I like.
Yeah,
it's not that one.
It's that look.
It's one where he's
too.
No, it's one where like the guy's like he's got his arms up like this,
haircut.
and he's kind of like, huh? Like what? Anyway, but it was him, and it had the like the caption was like, wait, like are people still getting regular sick or everything's COVID? You know what I mean? Right.
Regular sick.
Like you can still get regular sick, right? Like,
oh my God.
It's not though. Like
it's not.
Think about it. Like how many people like
you sneeze, COVID. Diarrhea, COVID.
Dude, 100%.
You know,
erectile
dysfunction.
It's COVID.
COVID. Erectile dysfunction is definitely COVID.
Like,
you know, everything. Depression, COVID. You know, you colorblind now, COVID. I mean,
I remember when this thing when this thing first came out, everything was COVID. Even if you didn't have symptoms, you still had COVID.
Exactly, because you're non-symptomatic. You just have you have COVID.
I'm sick to my stomach. I'm sick. I feel a little queasy. But that's kind of what it is. Like, so I don't even know.
Yeah, you go to medical school, everything's gonna be COVID now.
COVID.
It's like this.
That's just a whole. It's not even medical school anymore. It's COVID school.
What were you saying, Jeremy?
Give us ice chips for everything, no matter what it was. You know, it's just like, oh, well, you need ice chips for this. Your knees poke it out. You know,
ice chips don't do shit. But yeah, they do fucking hospitals like equivalent to ice chips.
Yeah, it's like COVID. Oh, that's what you got.
Ice with a plastic fucking spoon. And
y'all have plastic spoons?
Yeah.
What bougie ass school did you go to? We had to like eat straight out the little paper cups, son.
Shit.
Yeah, we did go to a bougie ass school though. We did go to a bougie ass school though with the ice chips.
Ice chip. Well, I was talking like in the hospital. That's what I was thinking. Like hospitals are like all about ice chips.
Ice chips are dope though. Ice chips they'll even solve give you problems.
Do they?
Yeah, bro. You gonna fuck it, dude. I chew the shit out of ice. I love that shit. Anyway, maybe they solve my problems. But moving on. What are we gonna
cover? One more before.
Yeah, I think we're gonna hit up. Let's see. I'm gonna do the Spinadex. Which one are we gonna? Yes. Let's see. What are we gonna move on? Should we
talk about Charlamagne real quick?
Yeah, you want to hit Charlamagne before? Okay,
all right. So Charlamagne did no. Oh no. Okay. So Charlamagne recently interviewed, and you know, I'll be honest. Like when Charlamagne first kind of came on my radar, it was all like all these negative shit and all this like YouTube videos of him being a dick and all this stuff. So I kind of had like a negative, but the longer time goes, the more I'm like, I kind of like this guy. Like, cause he does like, I think what's important about this. So recently without me, I'm sitting here not even talking about what the fuck the topic is. He interviewed Kamala Harris, the vice president of the United States of America. And he asked the question, he goes, yo, so who's running, or he goes, who's the president of the United States? Is it Joe Manchin or Joe Biden? So when he did that, all of a sudden, and this was like a Zoom call or some kind of virtual. So her I forgot they talked about her name, but all of a sudden, as soon as he asked that, they're doing all these fake like technical difficulties, like, I can't hear you. Can you hear it? Like, is it coming through? And like he's not buying, like he's immediately not buying it. He's like, she can hear you, like you can hear me, right? Like you can hear me. And then there's this little charade of like they don't understand, or they didn't understand the question. It's so fucking bullshit. And then she kind of owns up and is like, yeah, no, I hear you. And he's like, okay, well, let me ask, like, so he asked her again, is who's the president of the United States? Joe Manchin, Joe Biden? And she's like, come on, it's Joe Biden. Stop acting like these Republicans. Dude, the only thing she didn't do was like do the Wicked Witch, Wizard of Oz cackle. Yeah.
Dude, that cackle is fucking kind of scary, man.
That's America's cackle, by the way. Everybody loves it.
But what do you? Yeah, I'm interested, Rick. What you think of Charlotte? Or did you kind of follow the story, or you saw what happened?
Yeah, I saw what happened. I think I don't know. I think she punked him, man. I mean, he kind of backed away after that. After she kind of went off on him a little bit, he kind of backed off and was like, "Yeah, I appreciate it. You know, that's great." It's like,
well, she did kind of go off too. It was like decorum kind of dropped. You know, like finger waving in the air, like she was like, "And my name is Kamala Harris."
Yeah, she did.
My name is Kamala Harris.
Yeah, no, so
say
he
it,
did
bitch.
Like for real though. It was like emotional, like he got to her. You know what I mean? And obviously she wasn't expecting that, but that's what's good about somebody like him interviewing.
Yeah, but you know,
somebody in that position, man, because they're not. Obviously, we saw what's happened recently with fucking the Cuomos and all this bullshit. Giving softball questions and giving all these and not asking certain people or not interviewing certain people at certain times and all this whole bullshit parade with the media. So it's refreshing when somebody actually asks somebody who we elected as a society to run our government. Yeah, you can answer the fucking questions, can't you? If we ask them to you. So I love this shit.
Well, why is him asking the question equated with talking like one of these Republicans?
Exactly.
Yes, you hit the nail on the head. That's exactly, that was, and to me, that was like the most problematic thing of the entire situation was her being like, you're acting like these Republicans. Wait a minute, what?
Yeah, she said, don't talk like one of these Republicans.
Yeah.
Wow.
Well, to interject.
Telling him what he can and can't say. You're supposed to toe the party line. My handler's over here saying I can't hear you because we had an agreement. You was one of us. I don't know. That's how I took the whole thing. It's like,
no,
he threw her off her game, and it's so common for them to resort these days. Politicians of all ilk, to resort to like, again, wrestling theatrics. You know what I mean? And like, we got sides, we got teams. How dare you? Like,
Dude, that's exactly what it was.
How dare you step out of line?
Well, it's like remember when Biden, I forgot, I can't remember exactly what I said, but remember, like, if you don't vote Democratic, you're not black. Remember?
He told it to Charlamagne.
Remember that? I mean, like, so it's that same type of.
Oh, that's
reasoning.
right. That was the same.
Remember? Yes,
it was a Charlamagne interview.
Yeah, don't let him forget. Yeah.
So, like, that's what I'm trying to say. So, like, basically, it's the same exact reasoning. It's like, if you talk like them, you talk like you're Republican now, or and of course that she tries to equate that with racism and all the negative aspects of Republicans, etc. But it's the same thing. He said, "Oh, well, if you don't vote for Biden, you can't call yourself black or whatever." I was just like, "What?"
That's exactly
that's like one of those record, scratching moments. So it's the same thing. She just did the same thing. She just, had to tone it down a little bit, but she basically did the same damn thing. That's just how they act. If you're not with them, if you question us, you're with them.
Well, you got to be black first, and then if you question them,
then
you're not part of the crew anymore. You're acting like a
no, but there is some race. Hold on, but that's a valid ass point, like with the race, because honestly, look. It's like, you're either towing the party line, right? Because that's what Black America officially is aligned with the Democratic Party, or I guess I should say unofficially, but officially, right?
Right.
Does that make sense?
No.
So when you get like a Candace Owens, it's like, she's, you know what I mean? You categorize her like, you're Candace, like that's almost a category. Like if you say anything,
I got a category for Candace.
No, I'm sure you do, but I'm saying
to be fair though, even if none of us, for obvious reasons, are qualified to comment on it, ultimately, do you think Malcolm X would be ostracized from the left today?
Yeah.
Oh yeah,
I do
sure.
too.
For sure, because he was very conservative. He was extremely conservative, especially in regards to
liberals,
like women's rights. Oh God, it would not.
He hated liberals.
Yeah, he did not like liberals at all, and he was no, that would not have worked with the current left's theories. That shit wouldn't have worked out. But you can say the same thing with most of the beginning founding members of the Black Panther Party. They were not liberals per se.
Right.
They were separatists. You know, they're Black nationalists, so they weren't liberals, I think. So yeah, you could say that with a lot of especially the paramilitary or the best way to kind of put it, the militaristic wings during civil rights. So yeah, it was a different thing. But yeah, definitely, that's a good point. Because I don't think you would see. I don't think you would see that actually occurring. Oh man, it's crazy. We have so many visitors these days. So yeah, I don't see that as it actually being, at all. So moving on.
What was that? You lost
yeah, dude. I was trying to. All of a sudden, I see people poking out through doors and shit. I'm like, what's happening here?
My wife was looking for me, and she thought I'd left the house again.
Oh, nice.
Snuck away too.
Oh, dude. You know what? I got busted. Bro. I got busted.
Snuck away again.
I got hit up. Check it out. I was selling some merchandise, and I got hit up real quick. We're at the house, and like on a moment's notice. And I always it's famously, right, I do all these transactions at Bucky, or most of them at Bucky. So I had to meet somebody at Bucky's real quick, make some shit happen. And when I did so, I thought I told my wife, like I was like, hey, all right, I'll be right back. I'm gonna go meet up real quick, Bucky, sell this shit. So I went, and it's not what you think. I realized, because I'm not saying it sounds like I'm a fucking
bro.
I'm not selling anything illegal.
You're selling your ass at Bucky's, bro.
Maybe.
Hey. I mean, truck stops get old. You got to go for the tourist.
No, exactly. Yeah, it's different. It's a whole different vibe.
They treat you a lot sweeter at Bucky's.
It's safer.
The truckers just run through you,
dude. It's safer. It's cleaner.
It's a lot lizard.
You got private restrooms.
Car wash. Yeah, the restrooms are clean as fuck.
They can take a shower before they pillage you.
And no, but anyway, I get a text, like I'm sitting there waiting for, and it's like, dude, the fuck are you? And I just like left. I thought she knew where I was going, but anyway, it became a whole thing. But with that, man, hey, once again, so fucking glad we finally got Jeremy back on the program.
Yes.
And this time he's sticking around. At least I'm assuming so. You are sticking around, partying in the back. Exactly. That was part of the first time where it was like, fuck. He's like, damn, I kind of wish we would have, I would have hung around. And so this time we're gonna make it happen. Before we do that, I want to send a quick shout out to Ulysses from Inside the Northside Podcast. I had a absolute fucking phenomenal time. So subscribe to him on wherever you can find podcasts, and listen to the episode interview I did with him. It was so fucking much fun, dude. I got to talk like old music. So he's a musician. So I got to talk some stories about the fucking Fransisco and shit. And if time permits, maybe Jeremy, you and I can at least tell one or two. I know you got some stories from there, so maybe a quick tale if something comes to mind. Hopefully, this will give you a little time to kind of marinate on that.
Tales from Paper Street.
Yeah. Because it was for sure. That's what it was like. But it was so exciting, dude. I gotta say, like I had like a fucking 25% boner, because I haven't got to talk about some of these stories in forever, dude. And me and Ulysses just was rattling off shit. And obviously he's another Houston podcaster. So big up. One of the things we mentioned on the podcast was anybody podcasting in the Houston area. And obviously I know a handful of you guys just from, connects online and just in regular life too. Shout out to Deep MC's podcast as well. But anyway, man, I want to really push the agenda to get a unification. And there are a couple of groups here and there, but I want to be sort of the forefront of one. So any Houston podcasters that may be listening to this, definitely hit us up, Skip the Noise podcast at gmail.com, or just hit any of the social medias, and we'll list those at the end of the show. I'm not going to bore you anymore before we hit this break, but let's get into the tunes of one. Well, fuck it. Jeremy's on the show. So obviously,
yeah,
he gets the halftime interlude. So I'm super pumped for that. Anyway, so we will see you on the other side momentarily.
Peace.
And we're back, party in the back, this time with one Jeremy Masters, as promised from long before, long time coming. So what we're going to kick the party in the back off with was a little story I heard going around the internet, and it seems like something that would just be bullshit and caught fire, and there's no truth to it, that Nancy Reagan apparently is deemed the throat goat of Hollywood back in the day. But there's actual some real evidence that backs this up. If somebody wants to try to pull that up, maybe while I'm talking, or if somebody takes the, okay, Ben will begin to bring this up, but there is actual documentation, at least from the accounts of one person, that back in the day on the MGM lot, Nancy Reagan was known for her oral prowess, and that's some real shit. Mrs. Just Say No to Drugs was not saying no to the dick back in the day when it came. So anyway, this is interesting though, how a supposed internet rumor with just a little hint of truth can make its way around so fast and be such a big thing. I don't know. It doesn't really sway me one way or the other. People are people, and people are real people, and people have fucked up past. We just didn't know about it as much. So it's strange to think of some nice old lady. Well, yeah, she was a nice old lady when you saw her, when the public met her, when it was already the 80s and she was fucking 80. And she's, you know what I mean? For all intents and purposes, a grandma. You don't think about her fucking blowing every dude on the MGM lot. But all girls aren't in their 80s,
like that
their
chick
entire
from
lives.
Clerks.
Yeah, 37.
Try not to suck any
like
dick on the way to the parking lot.
30. That was like, you suck 36 dicks. Is that with or including me? Oh, okay, 37. 37.
Oh my God. So apparently, yeah, there's a lot of talk about it. So it's kind of coming from like a couple of Kelly. So, well, no, the person who wrote the unauthorized biography of Nancy Reagan.
I love those unauthorized biographies.
She alleged that she was renowned in Hollywood for performing oral sex.
Renowned.
Furthermore, she was reportedly known to perform said oral sex not only in the evening, but in offices. This is one of the reasons that she was very popular on the MGM lot. Ben, you fucking knocked out that one, bro.
Nailed it.
She was polishing them off. Yeah, you know what though? But in the end, right? Is that really? I think this all, of course, came from Ben Shapiro's wife comparing Nancy Reagan at 60 to Madonna at 60. And then people were like, well, they're really not that far apart, because apparently Nancy was just, slobbing down and, for a minute. But she apparently dated quite a few actors, including Clark Gable, other very famous people. And so it's kind of funny because I didn't know this, but in my research into the throat goat, I noticed that she actually was on the Hollywood blacklist.
Oh, really?
Yeah. So you remember, it's just a little bit quick rundown, but during the 40s and 50s, people were scared about communism. So anyone associated with communism or had communist thoughts were kind of put on a blacklist. Well, one of the people now. Anyway, okay, calm down. One of the people that was basically like the super narc and was Ronald Reagan, her husband. So apparently she found out that she was on this blacklist, and then basically became friends with the person that was the super narc for the blacklist. So Ronnie probably got a couple of fucking, got a couple under desk jobs to get her off the list so she could get back to work. But You know, I mean, is it real? Is it not? I don't know, but it's pretty interesting that this came out of just a completely just a comparison between Madonna, who we knew blew everybody, to Nancy Reagan, who now we know blew everybody. So it's pretty interesting. It's kind of crazy, but
apples to apples, I guess.
Exactly. Are nuts to nuts. And so
Monica Lewinsky's like, and I've done one dick in the White House.
Exactly. Isn't that crazy? She sucks one dick. She's notorious. But Nancy Reagan blows everyone, including her future husband, to try to keep her job and to get jobs. But you know, she's
First
like,
lady.
she's the one that led the war against drugs. She should have led the war against cum in her face. But anyways,
That's so stupid.
But you're laughing.
That's
the best part.
She lost. She lost the war.
In her face. She got fucking slimered like daily. Like, I bet you there are like 9 executives just like standing over her. And she's just going. That's so stupid. She would have to bring multiple changes of clothes to the lot. Dude. She probably put on a hairnet. Dude, she was probably pretty professional about what she did.
Maybe. It sounds like it. Obviously, she was very driven.
Oh boy.
Made it to the White House.
I don't know. I'm thinking it's just a bunch of liberals out there, you know, Reddit trying to come up with some shit. It's just an old lady, you know. I mean, isn't she dead now?
I don't know. Is she?
Yeah,
I imagine she
died a couple years ago.
Right?
Yeah.
I'm just saying, like, she's not here to defend herself. So
I just hope they didn't
if she
do
were
like
alive, I would invite her to the show and she can explain herself.
I hope they didn't do like an autopsy. They would have found all that stuff in there.
How great of a guess would that be?
Nancy Reagan.
I just typed up Nancy Reagan, and the first thing that come up was Nancy Reagan throat goat.
Oh my god.
This ruined her legacy. Oh my god. It's not funny, but it is.
It's pretty fucking funny, bro.
But yeah, she died in 2016. Oh, that's so bad. Like she can't defend herself at all. That's fucked up.
Oh, bro. That's how it goes, man.
I'm trying to see if it's on her Wikipedia. Her fucking throat goat antics. No, it's not.
Throat goat antics. I love it. But you know,
I didn't even know that term existed. Throat goat.
Well, now you do.
Now you do.
Throat goat. Throat greatest of all time.
Yeah. Exactly.
Oh, okay.
So it's funny.
That's nuts.
It's
man.
like Highlander. There can be only one.
Right. She's the goat. Get a little trophy on her mantle in the White House.
There can only be one.
Or do they have like you know how when you walk down you go to DC and they've got all the different presidents, like the pictures, like George Washington all the way to Biden. Do they have the throat goats or the White House?
Dude.
White House throat goat plaque. What did Rogan say, dude? What this is like that was an abrupt shift. But we were talking about this before the show.
Dude, that was a fucking reverse. Dude.
I shifted. The whole car shook, and everyone
slammed the fucking windshield on that one, bro.
Definitely fucked the transmission up on that one. But
so I was listening to Rogan. He was talking to not Dorian Yates, the big surfer, very famous surfer.
Dorian Yates, I think, was a
bodybuilder. No, the other guy,
Kelly or
no, hold on. Let me see.
Laird Hamilton.
No. It wasn't. I don't think it was Laird Hamilton. Hold on. I'll pull it up. No, Shane Dorian. I'm sorry. Shane Dorian. He was talking to him. And of course they went into the tangent about COVID because that's what fucking Rogan, I mean, he can't have a fucking show without COVID now. It's just like, oh, COVID's there.
Hey, but can we?
Not what? Really. No, but you know what I'm saying? It always goes into, I think we had a show.
We've had a couple.
We had a couple. Anyways, so fucking Rogan was talking about it. And then of course, he goes into his spiel about health. And then he just starts fat shaming the shit out of the Belgian health minister, who is she's an obese woman, but he starts saying she's like morbidly obese and like just starts ranking her like, how is she the health minister? You're just like, fuck, dude. Like, and it started
he
like,
kind of has a point. I mean,
well, yeah, but I mean, in a sense, I not really, but either way, he starts just hammering at it and keeps hammering at it. And at some point, I'm just like, this is just kind of gross now. Like, there's nothing, like, don't get me wrong. Look, I know people have weight problems. People don't have weight problems, but some people actually do have weight problems because of like actual physical issues, right? Thyroid, etc. Just the way he was going at it. And then he starts trying to expound that if you're super healthy, you know, that's the real problem with COVID. And if you're fat, you're fucked. And it's just like, well, it doesn't really work like that. Right. And they start going off about like how, oh, I don't eat McDonald's. And, you know, and just like you said earlier, Ben, like, oh, I only eat elk that I hunted fresh. And, you know, after hiking 27 miles up a mountain.
Bro, who has that?
You know, who does?
Who has that opportunity? And that's the thing. That's why I don't like the judgment on it.
Yeah.
While I understand that he, you know, very aggressively promotes healthy lifestyle, which that's fine. There's nothing wrong with that.
No, there's not.
That's great. And he's right. Yeah. You're living healthier. Like you're going to live better. Like that's but it's the judgment when we've talked about this. Matter of fact, I mentioned this a little bit on the, inside, you know how I'm always doing this shit. The Inside the Northside podcast. I had mentioned that like everything's stacked again when it comes to living healthy in the United States of America, dude. The deck is stacked against you. The lifestyle doesn't necessarily. For example, if you're a single mother, you've got 3 or 4 kids, you're running back and forth. They're like, you're looking for something quick. What's available? Yeah. Fast food. That's terrible for you because it's all about turning the dollar over. It's trying to make money. They don't give a flying fuck about whatever micronutrients your fucking human DNA needs to fucking keep go. They don't give a fuck. They think, oh, it's tasty. Boom. I'm going to buy it. I'm going to give you my $5. You give me the fucking burger. I'm out of here.
Right.
Boom, 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 boom. Like cash registry. That's all that matters. That's all that matters in our society. So that keeps going. So as a result, hey, it's not surprising that we have, you know, health problems on this shit. So that being said, Joe Rogan, not everybody is at a standpoint. And I think at the end of the day, dude, he's not a bad guy. Like he knows this too. People aren't in a position. People are trying to survive, dude. And what survival means is like getting enough money to pay the bills so they don't get kicked out of their fucking house. That's the priority. So unfortunately, maintaining a healthy lifestyle is in this country a luxury.
Exactly.
And that's why America has the worst obesity problem in the developed world.
Yep.
Because living healthy in our country, in our culture,
expensive
is a luxury, which doesn't make sense at all.
Nope. It does
That's
not.
Fucked up, but that's what it is. So anyway, like it's fine to promote living healthy and all these things, but like make it in other words, don't judge the fucking prime. I mean, at the end of the day, the health minister is doing a job, right? Like if you're going to check everybody's credentials for like what job role they're in.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Well, but especially coming from a guy who talks a lot about health and about science, but he's not qualified to. And then he says, well, I did a lot of researching. You know, I watched a lot of videos on YouTube. I cannot tell you how many times I hear someone say that. And it's like nails scratching on a chalkboard.
Yeah, it's not research.
If you watch dudes on YouTube, that doesn't mean anything. Like, because those dudes probably watch people on YouTube also. I mean, you know what I'm saying? It's just a dumbing down of knowledge. So anyways, I don't know,
Ben. I saw a guy on YouTube make this thing called a homunculus.
Oh, fuck yeah.
Fucking homunculus. I know it. We're never escaping it.
Hell yeah. Dude, thank you for bringing that back up, Jeremy.
That was awesome.
That is, you know what I was delighted to know? after that episode dropped, Jeremy gave me so much validation because he texted me
at home going, yes, somebody knows the humongous.
Yes. And and when you sent me that text, I felt the exact same way. I was like, oh my God, somebody else saw this shit and thought it was just as amazing as me.
I love this shit. I love this shit.
The video was so glorious. Glamorous.
I hate to tell you that it is plural. It is videos, and the man has a series.
No,
I've watched about 3 of them.
So yeah,
I think he claims to feed the homunculus some raw chicken or something before it's all over with. If I'm not mistaken, like
he really did, man. I mean, this is alchemy and science,
dude. Alchemy is a tits, dude. Oh my God, I love that shit. Well, okay, then you know what? I'm proven wrong. All YouTube videos contain the truth, but you know what I'm saying, right? Like, but you guys feel me? It's just like
you can.
And I look, I know like people that are large or fat or whatever you want to call them, like. Not every one of there's fucking dudes, and it's just like most people that can't wake up at 9 or 10 after partying, work out for 3 hours, and then pop steroids. You don't act like that's the normality of life.
Right.
It's not. It's most of the time we fucking wake up at 5 o'clock in the fucking morning, right? We do 10, 12 fucking hour days. You know, if we're lucky, we can get a jog in at night. We got to put the kids to sleep. We don't got no fucking nannies. You know, everybody in our houses work. You know, there's no like, you know what I'm saying? We can't do steroids because we don't, you know, that's just, it's not a priority like that.
Yeah.
And I don't like that, the way he was kind of calling out that lady or just calling out bigger people in general. It's like, you don't fucking know, bro. You don't fucking know. And I mean, luckily I run a lot. I mean, I don't really necessarily have a weight problem. But there's a lot of people that can't do a lot for it. I mean, they're working 80-hour weeks, you know, they got life. Life is a motherfucker. And to try to say, you know, to try to call people out when it's like, you know, it's very reminiscent of the lady who said, let them eat cake type shit. He's so disassociated, it seems, from reality regarding some of these concepts that you're just like, what the fuck? Like, you're not really, you know, you're not really there, man.
Yeah, I know it's true, man. I mean,
so I know that.
What do you mean? Everybody doesn't have a, you know what I mean?
Personal trainer
and a home gym, a home matted kettlebell gym,
right?
Really? I thought it was pretty centered in everyone's family.
They don't have a sauna.
No? A supplement company, and like, you know, a werewolf.
Right? I mean, you don't get free samples from your own supplement company.
A fucking personal trainer from your own gym that you own. I mean, sorry, fuck, you know, fuck that. My priorities are off. You know, so anyways, I don't mind a bag on him. I listen to him all the time, and to be quite honest with you, a lot of stuff he says about health is cool, except when he tries to espouse the science of health. But like, if it wasn't for him, man, I would never have done jujitsu, and you know, been doing that forever now.
No, but it's not the point of the topic wasn't to shit on him, man. He's definitely like puts out more positive, I think, than negative. But
this was a fucking weird.
But, but
it's just like,
it's a weird lane or weird angle to take.
Maybe he was having a bad day, you know. It's an off day.
I think true.
And not only that, dude, check it out. Let's not be too crazy because I mean, he's putting out 3 hours of talking minimum per
twice
week.
A week, probably.
Right. That was something I was thinking about recently, is like, holy fuck, guy. This is episode 80.
Yeah.
Bro, hour and a half minimum every episode. So like on average, I would say an hour and 45 is our run time. Times 80. Dude, how much shit plus whatever like little episodes I've been on the side, multiply that. Like, there's a lot of shit that we've said on record, man. Like,
bro,
on the internet for like people to just download for free.
We've destroyed any chance.
That's quite a trail. That's quite a trail. So
you know what though? I see this as a little manifesto for my son or my kids. Yeah. If I were to die unceremoniously in traffic one day.
Unceremonious.
Yeah.
Without Valhalla's blessing.
Exactly. At least my kids can pull up these episodes of Skip the Noise and listen to my thoughts.
Both
politically, about life, of my interactions with you guys.
I'm like, Dad was,
and they can listen to this.
How many times, Rick, you might have forgotten how many times your thoughts go to lamenting your situation.
That's right. They have like Dad
didn't like us. Dad didn't like anything in the house. Dad was kind
Dad
of
wanted out of his life.
Yeah.
I mean,
that's right. Episode 80. Dad was having a tough time putting us down and showed up late.
He said, I think Dad's first words were "fuck my life" because
Well, that's right. Yeah, no, it was. That was his first. That was his.
Those are my first words.
Yeah, good going, Rick. That's a legacy you're leaving those kids. They're gonna need more therapy.
Fuck my life. My life is better off dead. Yes.
Oh boy. And
that's not true. I want my kids to listen to the show and maybe they know their dad a little bit better, away from being dad to being a person.
Yep, being a real
hopefully it doesn't scar them for life. I want to keep my daughter off the pole. So
daughter off the pole.
It always goes straight to the pole for him.
It's a life tactic.
It's always a daughter off the pole. Or keep your son off the pole too, man. This is an equal opportunity world now. Fucking dudes on poles, girls on poles, fucking poles everywhere, bro.
Poles are bad.
Girls with poles. Yeah.
Dude, that's a whole nother subgenre that's gaining in popularity by the minute,
bro. Right?
According to Pornhub statistics. But hey, I want to do one thing before we get out with our last 15 minutes or whatever. Since we got Jeremy on here, plus I'm trying to tie in the little guest feature I had on Inside the Northside Podcast, which homie was on. Oh fuck, what was the name of they just did a little feature article on my boy on what's the publication? I apologize. Shout out HTX. So you check that out, man. Does a little interview with Ulysses of Inside the Northside. But anyway, on that episode, I got to talk a little bit about the Fransisco, a notorious place near downtown, just a little bit east of downtown, in a very formerly kind of run down, forgotten, desolate area. It's been developed a little bit in recent times. The neighborhood's changed quite a bit. Jeremy and I have a shared history with this beloved building, and I gave Jeremy a little time to marinate on it. I want to know, sir, like I said, I've got a couple stories I told on the Inside the Northside podcast episode. So that's my little tie-in. So you have to go download that and show homie some love. Subscribe to Inside the Northside wherever you can. Also follow him on Instagram. Houston podcaster, fucking putting it down, just grinding, just like us, just like week to week. Dude's been doing it even longer than Skip the Noise. So I love it. Fucking love that guy. Anyway, check that episode out. But Jeremy, what do you got, man? Is there one story that stands out from this fucking building? This brick piece of shit with no windows that it's fucking iconic for musicians in the city of Houston.
We all know it, right? And it's still there. It's been cleaned up a lot. I don't know that I have one specific story, but I have a quick highlight reel, and I could probably get the cliff notes.
I'm so excited. Yeah.
So the listeners understand, right? When you walk in, Benjamin, when y'all were there, the bottom was inaccessible, right? The bottom two floors were flooded out. You remember that?
I'm so glad you brought that up. Yes.
Okay. I'm sure that has to be the most important thing. If people can understand visually, imagine looking down too many flights of stairs, right? And you see the second flight of stairs is just the whole floor is just trash. You can't see anything, just trash. And so you're oh wow, that's a lot of trash, until somebody says, yeah, watch this, and throws their beer can at it, and it all separates the trash compactor scene in Star Wars. It's you realize that's all liquid underneath there, and the trash is just floating on top of this cesspool that's literally filled up the basement and creeped halfway up this other inaccessible flight of stairs. And all the rumors about dead bodies that floated up in there or whatever, but there's an elevator shaft as soon as you walk in that's like boarded up. Rumors abound about that as well. And the main thing about Fransisco Studios back then that always struck me was the higher up you go into the floors, then the more like dark and creepy shit was going on.
Oh my God. I'm so glad you brought that up.
Isn't that true?
Going.
Like by the time you get to like the third floor, man, you're in a world that like people would not believe you. Like it's an alternate reality, man. Like there was a guy named Spike Mike that lived on the corner of the third floor back when the fire escape would open out on the patio. And he was also known as Shotgun Mike, and he was basically the unofficial sheriff of the place, and he lived there. And I was told that there's showers, like communal showers on the fourth floor with these huge like artist lofts, and there was a time period where I was kind of like, I would stay there for like days at a time. I had like pretty nice setup on the third floor and would stay there, work on some music, kind of like camp out and then go back home, whatever. And I remember one morning after having stayed there a few days, like, man, I feel brave. I feel like I could explore this spot a little more. It's in the light of day. Like what could go wrong, right? So I venture upstairs and I'm always hearing about this elevator shaft and like how you used to be able to get on the roof and rah. So I go up as high as I can. Keep in mind, like a couple nights before, I had been on the fourth floor and one rehearsal room opened and there was like this metal band that was like literally wearing like the leather and stuff and like had a banner and everything, and they had a riser in there, and it was just so weird. It was like this 80s hair metal band that maybe never even played anywhere, but like full of costumes that just existed right up there. They were the gods of the fourth floor, But I get up there to the elevator shaft during the light of day, and I see this pristine fucking electric guitar. And it's just in the corner of this narrow little, it's like the stairs don't go up anymore, right? And I'm like, holy shit, it's like nobody's up at Fransisco Studios. It's 7 a.m. There's a fucking guitar right there. I guess somebody was trying to steal it and stashed it, right?
Yeah.
And no sooner had I thought, I don't know if I was going to take it or not, but I didn't even have time for the moral dilemma, because I looked down and there's like this just rumpled like sleeping bag, and I shit you not, just one solitary eye just kind of where somebody's just like holed up in the corner. Like I don't know if homeboy like used to live there and like got locked out the room or what, but yeah, the place was crazy. It was full on anarchy in there. People wouldn't believe it if you told them,
There was one of the stories I told, not to rehash it or whatever, but just to give you a sense, there was one time a band we were associated with that the drummer on his way to rehearsal got pulled over, like right in the neighborhood. Had his truck was full of his equipment, right? So he had a warrant. They were like, okay, he had a warrant, so he was about to go to jail. So he's like, hey, fuck, I've got all this equipment. I can't just leave my shit here. It's going to be gone. So he talked to the two officers and said, hey, is there any way, can you walk me up? Let me just offload my equipment. Then boom, no problem. I'm not going to, whatever. I'll get in cuffs. I'll go with you. I'll go to jail.
This sounds so familiar.
Yeah, dude. I know you know the story. So it goes down there, like they agree to it. They're like, yeah, that's cool. We'll walk you up, whatever. The cops like walked up and they had to venture up. Like I said, I think it probably like the third floor. They were looking at each other like, what in the fuck is this shit? Like they didn't know what they walked into. They walked into something like alternate reality. But like there was this big ass metal door. I swear to God, maybe 4 or 5 people who actually rented space in the building had keys to this front door. Everybody else, like 99% of us, just would hang there until some motherfucker would wait until somebody, because it didn't have a handle on the outside or some shit. Like it had a keyhole, but like you literally couldn't open it. So you just had to wait for somebody to come out every time. So this consisted of just motherfuckers showing up there at like 11 o'clock at night, hanging out on this big ass, like elevated cement porch. But yeah, then there was like the bottom floors where we made a joke about like some fucking demonic metal band, like, oh, I heard they're renting out rooms on the first floor. Oh, how many bodies? You know,
oh yeah.
Yeah, we'll take it. Oh. But yeah, like dudes live there, like Jeremy. But I remember, to your point about each floor you went up, the more fucked up it got.
Scary,
I remember,
man.
Bro, I got invited to a party.
I think it's like Dante's Inferno.
Dude, on like I was there.
The levels increased as hell.
No, and exactly. Like the important thing to remember too is that this is before the days of like cell phone coordination. So like, oh, I know, you know, my homeboy normally goes there Tuesdays. So after I get off work at 9-10 o'clock, I'm just going to drive up there, wait for some motherfucker to come out, sneak in, walk up to the third floor, knock on the door. That's the plans for my evening, dude. I didn't text anybody who said, yeah, I'm going to be there. I don't know, dude. I drove my ass down there, waited in the parking lot, waited for some motherfucker to come out. That was my fucking, like, a Friday evening, right? I don't know. Like, somebody will be practicing, whether it's fucking, you know what I mean? Dubtex will be up there. Somebody's going to fucking be up there. Diz will be up there recording something. Somebody, you know what I mean? Like, you just knew the whole scene. So I was like, well, yo, if Mike's not up there doing some shit, or if Urban Renewal's not practicing, somebody's going to be up there. So you'd go up there, somebody let you in, walk up to the third floor, knock on some doors, and then just get into some shit. And one time I was there, and I think it was Diz was recording or something, or like wanted me to put a verse on something. And then so we went up to some party on the 5th floor, and I was just like, what the fuck? Like, and mind you, like, we've seen some weird shit, but like I went up there and was like, oh wow, like this is like I'm out of my comfort zone type of shit. Like it was a whole other scene. But yeah, dude, like people living there and you know, trying to sell coke, and like the regular, yeah, there was like some people would make it into apartments and shit. But
yeah, definitely, man. I remember getting a little sack from somebody in there one night from some old school, like Cheech and Chong type dude. Like,
oh, dude, I know.
Like
no.
Sabbath covers and stuff.
Bro, I know the guy.
I think, you know, I'm talking about it even maybe, but I remember one night, you know, it used to be cool. And then all of a sudden one night, he's like, come in, man, come in real fast. You know, and he's like, shut the door behind him and pointing to me out a window where like I was on that payphone. Look, like they're watching me from over there, you know. And I'm like, well, why do they give a fuck about you? You know, I'm just buying a little dub stack. And he's like, oh no, because they know I was cooking this rock up here and shit. I'm like, well, fuck.
yeah. You didn't know what same guy. I'm pretty sure it's the same guy. Went in there,
he's like an older Mexican dude, like super Cheech and Chong style.
Yes, exactly. And he was the guy who was like, "Oh, yeah, man, I'm from 5th, but I'm on the Mexican side, but I can go on either side of the tracks." And they all like, it's not because I'm a badass. It's all love. Like,
oh my God, that's that.
It's this dude. Okay, so same dude. He invited. I was with somebody else, dude, and we went up there into his pad, and I finally got to see it after like a year of like seeing this cat like linger in the fucking hallways.
He built like bunk beds in that mother sucker, man.
Yes. Okay. So obviously you've been there too. It's same. Yes. He had bunk beds. Not only that, but in the corner, he had this fucking like Dream Theater worthy drum setup. Motherfucker had like 75 pieces of fucking equipment on and we're like, moment of truth. Can the motherfucker play, or is he all bullshit? No, dude, he was some real shit. I don't know what his musical history was. I don't know how many bands he got kicked out of or whatever the fuck. But this dude, like I said, it was like goddamn Dream Theater. Like, you've seen that fucking drummer, right? Like, dude probably has like an orchestra background or something, and he's got like 100 goddamn drums in a fucking circle. This shit was crazy. And he had this little TV that was playing, of course, it was playing Menace to Society on it, like on VHS, like in the corner, mounted like hospital style. But
do you remember Seymour? Did you have any run-ins with Seymour around there?
If you refresh my memory, I don't know.
Seymour was a local like basehead that would kind of come around and offer to like carry equipment, and it was pretty dark looking back on it, but Seymour would like put the heaviest shit on his back and haul it up 3 floors for like $4 to the 40, you know, like it was
there was one time, it may have been the same dude, but there was one, we had a guitar player in sort of a we had a one of the sort of like half sort of interpretations FOE. We had this one guitar player who was having a little bit what would he say, he was an interesting character. All of a sudden started bringing this homeless dude up to our practice, and like some cat that would chill outside with the notebook of all kinds of weird philosophical shit, and all of a sudden he just showed up in our practice studio one time, and we're like, hey man, we had to sit him aside like, hey, what's the story? Anyway, man, we got to get out of here, but we'll fucking continue this shit at another occasion. But it was fun to have you on, Jeremy. It's been way too long. We'll have to do more
dude.
Thanks a lot.
You need to come on more, bro. That was fun, man. It was fun.
I enjoy it.
It's a good balance. I enjoy it.
I'm a diehard fan, you know.
Oh man,
yeah, dude.
I appreciate.
I love it, and we appreciate all the feedback as well as the participation. You're part of the STN family for sure, dude. So we'll have to do this. We'll have to make a
you're on the wall
for sure. Yeah, we'll have to make the next visit will have to be more quicker than we took between this one and the last one. Almost 50 fucking episodes. That's how fast time flies. It's crazy. But
and congratulations to y'all too, man. It's no small feat. Yeah, and once again, I just really appreciate the consistency. I always look forward to the new episode every week, and I'm surprised how much of my information I do now get from
dude, that's what's up right there, dude. That's the scary part, is that there's actually like more than just Jeremy. People have said like they actually get their news from Skip the Noise. So that's fucking amazing. I love it.
Yeah, it is pretty dope.
I'll take one, but let alone like multiple. So thank you once again, Jeremy. Thanks, Rick, for fucking coming in, making it happen.
Dude, thank my kids for falling asleep.
No, really, for sure. But it just goes to show you, man, we're down for this thing. We try to make it happen, like Jeremy said, every week, just because that's the bargain we put forth. That's the conditions that we laid out there as our standard. So without further ado, unless anybody's got any kind of last thing, a cherry on top to put on this, we'll go ahead and close it out. And of course, we're going to go out with the tunes of Mr. Jeremy Masters. So I'm sure I'll pick something very nice and tasty for the exit wound. But anyway, you guys have a wonderful week and Merry Christmas. I guess we won't see it until after Christmas. So Merry Christmas to everybody. Or, if it's not Christmas is your thing, happy holidays. I'm sure you probably get at least one day off, hopefully. So spend that, whatever the fuck you're celebrating, spend that with your family, and love positivity to everybody's way. And thank you, everybody.
Merry Christmas, everybody.
Merry Christmas. Have a good week.